think I have, yeah. When I was in high school, I had a professor who he didn't allow us to speak Spanish in class. And he would give that speech of we're in America, and if you're here, you need to give that effort to learn English. And it's not that I don't know English, I'm speaking English right now. But, a lot of my classmates, 99% of them were the same race that I am and came from the same country that my parents came from. So it's just, it's not that we didn't put the effort into speaking English or anything, but I remember that day I was just like, it was like the third time he gave the speech in class, and I was like, it's not that we don't know how to speak English. We speak English to you all the time, but if we're having a conversation between our peers, we could speak Spanish if we want to, and it doesn't mean that we're saying something negative about you or anybody else. It's just that we just feel comfortable speaking. That was our first language, So I think that's, a small example of one situation that I have spoken up to. And, I was in high school, so I was young, and for me, I was like, oh, maybe he's gonna give me a bad grade or something, but regardless of that, I was like, it's something that I believe in. If I'm going to speak Spanish, that's the language that my parents taught me. That's the language that my parents only speak. So, it's something that I was proud of, and I was glad that I spoke up that day in class.
Well, what about your T-shirt? It looks like you speak up in different ways.
Yeah, my T-shirt is legalized street vending. Right now, it's a shame that vendors all over LA are being criminalized for being entrepreneurs. So they're creating their own jobs in neighborhoods like this one that there is no jobs, right? The economy all over the world is like that right now. But in this community specifically, especially for immigrants that come from other countries, they're just making delicious fruta and, handmade quesadillas, and they're being criminalized for that. Yet we're in a neighborhood where the only options we have is a fast food restaurant, chain restaurants, right? So, I love having that homemade, tortilla hecha a mano, and that's why I'm supporting the vendors, because to me, they're entrepreneurs, and, you always see policemen, coming, taking away all their merchandise, throwing it in the trash right there in front of their faces, and they've worked really hard for that. So, I guess this shirt is another way where I am expressing my free speech.